You ever chase a platinum trophy so hard it might actually be illegal? Yeah, that's this video. Because today, we're going after Minecraft Story Mode, a game that doesn't even exist anymore. Removed from the PlayStation Store, vanished like your dad that one time he went out for milk.
What did he say?
And after finishing the Minecraft Platinum already, I thought, let's suffer again. But this time, with telltale cutscenes and a pig who deserved better.
You're my boy, Blue!
Unfortunately, the only way to play it is secondhand discs or back alley trades. So why are we doing this? Well, because there's a Platinum. 33 trophies in total, including one shiny little dopamine hit at the end. So buckle up. This is a story of how I committed a crime, replayed a dead game, and hunted one of the rarest Minecraft Platinums out there. Which begs the question, is getting Platinum in Minecraft Story Mode really worth ending up on an FBI watch list? Long before my life became pig chasing chaos, there was the Order of the Stone. 4 blocky boomers who slapped the dragon and called it legacy. Gabriel the tank, AcookieGod the redstone junkie, Magnus the boom happy lunatic, and Soren the architect, who definitely peaked in high school. Together, they were legends. But legends fade, and now the world's stuck with me, Jesse. Just a regular nobody with a pig in a costume and a dream.
I just want to dance with the ballet!
A dream to win Endercon, which is basically Burning Man for people who think obsidian is a personality trait. Joining me are Olivia, redstone expert and professional eye roller, and Axel, who's built like a brick and has the social awareness of one too. We show up with a plan, build something amazing, and finally win. So we make a giant creeper statue that literally shoots fireworks. It's beautiful, it's genius, it's the Mona Lisa if she had gunpowder. Of course, this plot gremlin spawns in like the server hates me personally or something, and breaks his block, setting lava free, and Ruben catches fire in the dragon costume, and next minute he's flambéed in front of a live audience.
It's fucking raw!
He runs into the woods, all embarrassed or something, so I chase after him like an idiot who definitely doesn't know how to fight mobs. We chase him through the woods, find the pig, but then we get jumped by a mob squad, and surprise surprise, my sword breaks after a couple of swings like it was crafted out of wet cardboard. Cue Petra, entering stage left like the exterminator I didn't order, but desperately needed. She drags me to her base and says, craft the sword, Jesse. So naturally, I make a lever. Look, I panicked. I was under pressure, and I'm stupid.
Why are you the way that you are?
On our way back to Endercon, some creepers blow up a bridge, and by blow up I mean I get turned into a human cannibal and shot into a lake. We're back at Endercon, things are almost normal, until Petra tells me we're doing some black market with the skull deal in the alleyway. Sure Petra, sounds totally safe.
You sure about that?
We're supposed to trade the skull with some shady cloaked dude named Ivor, but guess what? Ivor scams us, straight up pulls a Facebook marketplace move and dips with the goods. So naturally, we do the only rational thing, start sprinting through Endercon like we just shoplifted from the Mojang gift shop. We see Ivor slip into a building, so we chase after him, unlocking another trophy.
Fat ass back here.
We end up in this creepy old basement that looks like it was built by someone who speedran paranoia. Weird potions, bookshelves, secret doors. All that's missing is a journal that says, definitely not evil. And that's when we find it. The soul sand, the skulls, the command block. This man is cooking up a wither in the middle of Endercon during peak hours. But before we can stop him, he snaps his finger and unleashes an iron golem on us like we're in a budget Marvel movie.
Run, Forrest, run!
We leg it upstairs and slide right into Gabriel's fan convention. Whole crowd's vibing like they're about to get autographs, while we're just standing there like a couple of kids who lit the science lab on fire. But before we can even explain, Ivor strolls in again and unleashes the wither storm. He tries to control it, fails instantly, and now it's eating the ceiling.
What the fuck?
We head to Gabriel's temple, which we think would be safe, but nope, the wither followed us like an unpaid bill. Petra and Gabriel stay behind to hold it off while the others jump through to the nether. But before we can jump through, Gabriel, mid-chaos, hands Jesse the Order of the Stone amulet like he's passing the Infinity Gauntlet. We jump through the portal, but unfortunately, Gabriel and Petra don't make it. And next thing we know, we're in the nether with nothing but an ancient necklace and the rapidly decaying remains of our courage. We escaped the nether, barely, after a minecart ride that felt like a Six Flags death trap built by a sleep-deprived engineer with a lava fetish. We crash land in the middle of the night, skeletons lurking, spiders creeping, so we do the only thing a professional builder would do, slap a dirt box together and pray. Sun comes up, and plot twist, our dirt box is literally built next door to the ancient mythical temple of the Order of the Stone. What are the odds? Inside we find dusty hallways, some suspicious pressure plates, and a whole lot of lore, and then we get hit with the plot bomb. Ivor was in the Order, like full member, had the matching t-shirt and everything.
Oh my god!
Up at the top of the temple, we jam the amulet into a pedestal and it reveals, through ancient redstone GPS, where the other members of the Order are. Time to choose, AcookieGod the engineer, or Magnus the demolition sim. We choose AcookieGod because maybe, just maybe, brains can fix what trauma exploded. We pick AcookieGod for no real reason other than Magnus looks like a freak. But to get there, we need to go back through the nether, which means another ride on the lava rails. And surprise surprise, we get jumped by a ghast, one of those floating marshmallows with anger issues. Jesse whips out his bow and shoots it in the face. We make it to Redstonia, which sounds like a Minecraft disease but is actually a tech cult where everything's electrified and no one blinks. It's here we find AcookieGod the Overlord. Woman's literally giving a speech like she's running a Redstone dictatorship. She's hyping up the crowd and then just disappears. Doesn't wave, no exit, just poof. But now she's locked up in a lab and the only way we can get to her is with a repeater. But the problem is, we don't have one, so we steal it. Because the fate of the world is greater than one random dude's weird contraption. So we break into a lab and find her busy trying to build a command block. Woman's cooking the exact same thing Ivor used to break reality. But before we can even say, I got a bad feeling about this, the Witherstorm reappears like it's contractually obligated to ruin every third scene. So we leg it. Again, Redstonia starts collapsing, like my will to live, and we barely make it out before becoming redstone confetti. But we make it back to the temple and find Petra, looking rough, but alive. Also, Axel returns, casually dragging Magnus behind him like a kid who brought home a raccoon.
An alpaca, I got the last one.
The squad is finally back together, so we activate the amulet again like it's Find My iPhone for legendary boomers. And it lights up. One more beacon, one last legend, Soren, the guy who built everything and dipped harder than your dad after the credits rolled. But Ivor shows up on the map too, heading straight for him like it's a villain speedrun. So we hike through the Midnight Murder biome looking for Soren's house while getting mobbed by mobs. Soren's hideout is big and weird, like this man builds staircases just to avoid eye contact weird. AcookieGod and Magnus immediately run off for some side quests we never get to see. Thanks guys. Petra hits me with the dreaded, "We need to talk," which is Minecraft code for trauma dump. She pulls me aside for a romantic stroll and then bam, tells me she's got wither sickness. Bro, that's not a vibe, that's a virus. But before I can fake sympathy, a creeper shows up, blows us apart, and I'm left wandering the haunted halls of stair-based depression. And just when I think I'm alone, Ivor shows up again. This dude has the worst timing and the best entrances. So obviously, we start fighting because communication is overrated. I'm winning until he hits me with a slowness potion and casually moonwalks away. As Ivor leaves, he locks the door behind him like this is some dramatic sitcom exit. But hey, plot twist, the amulet's glowing again and pointed towards Soren. Weird how it doesn't track AcookieGod or Magnus, guess they turned off location sharing.
That's what I'm saying.
So naturally, we dig straight down, breaking Minecraft law number 1. And shocker, instead of finding a tunnel, we slam into a mob grinder, literal XP blender. Mobs everywhere, creeper says hi, and the amulet flies off like it just rage quit. We fight our way through the XP apocalypse, skeletons shooting like they've got aimbot, zombies groaning like they're in a Fallout mod. The amulet nearly gets chucked into a grinder, but Lucas, actual MVP, snags the amulet just in time. We crawl out like broken Sims, only to immediately get ambushed again. But wait, Soren has a secret weapon, an end portal, just sitting there, so obviously we jump through because the other option is death. We land in the end, and what's the first thing we see? Stairs, and you just know Soren built these to feel superior. We climb because we're dumb and traumatized, but that's how we enter Soren's secret base, which definitely screams lonely genius with no friends but many sheep. So we explore Soren's secret end base, which turns out is less of a fortress and more of an unlicensed Enderman testing facility. Bro's got lab notes, observation platforms, and emotional damage scribbled in every book. And in the middle of all that chaos, the game hits you with a trophy for talking to Ruben a lot, like it's Animal Crossing or something. 5 conversations later and you unlock That's Some Pig, possibly the dumbest trophy in gaming history. Anyway, Jesse finds a bunch of Enderman suits, one's missing, immediately assumes Soren's out there raving with the lads. So we put on our Enderman cosplay and walk out like we belong there. We're trying to solve this puzzle structure thing outside, placing blocks while the Enderman watch, but each block makes them twitchier, like they're realizing I'm built different, wrong different. Then out of thin air, Soren spawns in with the grace of a lag spike and just decks me. No explanation, just punches Jesse like he's claiming dominance.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
We wake up, inside again, having a calm chat with our friendly local scientists, until Endermen just start appearing inside, which apparently never happens and completely fries Soren's remaining sanity. So now we're sneaking back through Soren's haunted IKEA warehouse, avoiding direct eye contact or risk instant death. It's tense, it's terrifying, it's peak Minecraft horror mode. We finally get back to the overworld and get ambushed by mobs again. Soren's had enough, whips up the mythical Formidabomb, which sounds like a joke but is actually our last resort. Big boom, bigger stakes. And now we're off, marching straight toward the Witherstorm with a literal handcrafted nuke in our pocket. Let's do some damage. As we roll up to the Witherstorm, guess who crawls out of the woodwork? Magnus and AcookieGod. Apparently, they've been fighting it this whole time, since they bailed on us earlier.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
The mobs are running like they've seen my search history, which means it's Formidabomb time. Both Magnus and AcookieGod offer their armor, but I go with AcookieGod's, because green clashes with my eyes. And we're fighting a monster, not doing a Christmas card. So I sprint at the Witherstorm like I've lost the will to live, craft the bomb mid-run, and jam that sucker straight into its screaming cube face.
Tactical nuke incoming!
For a second, it's quiet, peaceful, and then chunks of wither storms start raining from the sky like the world's worst meat raffle. Except, not everyone made it out. AcookieGod, who could have really used their armor, gets taken out. So that's awkward and sad, but mostly awkward. The monster coughs up everyone it's eating, including Gabriel. Dude's alive, but his memory got nuked harder than a wither storm. And just when we think we're cleaning up the mess, I notice the command block is still there. Oh joy. The wither storm starts twitching, then reanimates. So yeah, it wasn't dead, it was just taking a power nap. So yeah, the Formidabomb barely scratched it. We basically slapped the Witherstorm with a pool noodle, so it's time to run. We find some horses nearby, and suddenly this turns into Minecraft Dead Redemption. I'm weaving between mobs, dodging tractor beams, and questioning why my horse control feels like drunk ice skating. In the chaos, I clock something. Endermen aren't running, they're fighting the Witherstorm. We dive into a cave like Budget Batman, and for now, we're safe. Which probably means we're not safe, but I'll take the emotional win. The cave looks cozy until plot armor's nemesis, Ivor, slimes his way in. He tells us that the Witherstorm isn't just wandering around like a drunk villager, it's actually tracking the amulet, which means we've basically been running around waving a glowing eat us sign.
I'm in danger.
So, plan time. We'll lure the Witherstorm to Soren's base so the Enderman can go full Avengers on it. Still gotta deal with a command block though. Thankfully, Ivor comes through clutch, enchanted weapon plus his magic book equals goodbye block. Only problem? The book's chilling in the Farlands, because of course it is. We split up, Magnus and Axel take the amulet to Soren's crib, while the rest of us head for Ivor's, because nothing screams safe plan like dividing the party. The trip to the Farlands is actually kind of nice. Lots of biomes, lots of scenery, little swamp detour with a witch encounter, but hey, it can't all be wins. And after all that scenic nonsense, we roll up at Ivor's base. We step into Ivor's fortress, ready to grab a book and go, but then end crystals, just sitting there, which makes zero sense because Soren swore they were all destroyed after the order slayed the Ender Dragon.
Lie detector determined that was a lie.
That's when Soren's face goes pale. The Order of the Stone is a scam. They didn't kill the dragon, Soren just command blocked it out of existence. And apparently, every single one of their epic battles was the same cheat code nonsense. And because the universe loves drama, Ivor shows up right now, like perfectly timed to drop his villain TED talk. He says the Witherstorm was basically a live action call out post, a way to show the world what the Order really was. Anyway, we loot some diamonds, craft a shiny new sword, slap the enchanted book on it, and Death Stick is achieved. We grab armor for the squad, and now it's time to hand deliver justice like it's Amazon Prime. We roll back into Soren's base and, shocker, the Witherstorms are basically redecorating the landscape. And by redecorating, I mean obliterating it. This is what happens when you leave the server unmoderated. A little gentle persuasion, and by gentle I mean screaming like a drill sergeant, gets the Endermen charging in. They actually start doing work, ripping blocks out like they're playing aggressive Jenga. They make a hole that's big enough for us to launch in via rocket minecart, because apparently the safest way in is maximum speed. Inside, pure nightmare fuel. We push through the withers, guts, organs, no idea. We find the command block and take a swing, and it just makes the thing angrier. Cue tentacle fight, beams firing everywhere, parkour sections designed to ruin friendships. I'm climbing up the withers insides like it's the world's worst jungle gym, just about to hit the block, and Butterfingers Jesse drops the sword. And then, Ruben, absolute hero, jumps in, grabs it, brings it back. MVP GOAT, best pig alive. But as he tosses me the sword, he slips. The little guy falls through the wither, and I'm stuck at the top watching my best friend disappear into the abyss. I take the shot, smash the command block, and boom, we're back on the ground. But Ruben's not looking good. And then, they just turn him into a pork chop. The disrespect. We saved the world, but lost the best pig who ever lived.
What did it cost?
Everything.
A week later, we're the new Order of the Stone, the real deal. No lies, just me, my friends, and a pig-sized hole in my heart. So Jesse and the crew are now the blocky Avengers. Our mission? Loot temples, fight bad guys, look good doing it. We step into this dollar store Indiana Jones temple, booby-trapped, puzzles, lava, you know, standard Tuesday. In the middle of this not so spooky cave, we find it. A glowing flint and steel, legendary vibes, definitely important. Probably dangerous, and before we can poke it with a stick, the mob welcoming committee arrives.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So now it's chaos. Lava floors, burning stairs, mobs everywhere. The whole place collapsing like my GPA. But somehow we escaped without becoming Spider Chow. We regroup with Ivor, who drops a lore bomb. This thing is connected to the mythical Eversource. Ultimate power, blah blah blah. So yeah, time to go back to the same temple we almost got cooked in. Fantastic. We find a sketchy portal, Jesse lights it with the flint and steel, except Butterfingers fumbles it again, and Aiden, the same gremlin from the Ocelots who basically started all this chaos back in episode 1, swoops in and steals it. He and his goons vanish through the portal, and like total idiots, we sprint after them. We come through the other side of the portal and land in Skyblock DLC, just a floating island with nothing but dirt and disappointment. Aiden and his goons? Nowhere. I guess they speedrun out of render distance. So we strip the dirt like total degenerates, slap together a bridge, and waddle into Sky City. Place is gorgeous. Absolutely zero health and safety standards though. But before we can vibe, emergency town meeting. Surprise, Aiden's there with the founder, pointing fingers. Our crime? Building a bridge. Yeah, apparently that's outlawed. Whole cities on floating blocks, but no bridges are allowed. Logic.exe has stopped working. But we don't hang around long though, and instead head straight to the castle. Inside we find Lucas and Ivor and start hunting for a secret entrance. After solving what feels like the most anticlimactic cobblestone generator puzzle ever, we crack it open, and jackpot, a hidden vault. Chest full of spawn eggs, literally the cheat codes for Sky City. Then we find her, the Eversource, and it's a chicken. A magical chicken that craps out spawn eggs like an organic creative mode. But before we can process the paltry infinity stones, the founder shows up with Lucas, throwing shade at us. But Aiden pulls the ultimate griefer move, grabs creeper eggs, blows a hole in the castle, and suddenly the founder's dangling for her life. I pull up like a blocky superhero, but Aiden pushes us, me, Lucas, and the founder, straight into the void. Turns out void insurance wasn't needed though. There's ground, and a giant lake under Sky City. So when we fall, no damage. Because Minecraft physics, you can jump from orbit and survive if there's a puddle. Knowing Sky City is still up there, we grind out an entire cavern of dirt and build the tallest, jankiest dirt tower since 2012 survival servers. And when we get back up, chaos. The whole city's basically a PvP server. Zombies biting ankles, and ghast eating fireballs. So Jesse goes beast mode, clears mobs, charges the palace, and finds Aiden, little man baby himself, lobbing creepers like he's on cooldowns. Honestly, bro is just throwing tantrums with explosives. But Jesse fights through all the nonsense and smacks Aiden in a 1v1. We beat him, reclaim the flint and steel, and then a moral choice pops up. Kill or spare. I spare him, not because he deserves it, but because I'm classy like that. Outside, mobs are everywhere, too many to fight. So what do? Evacuate by surfing the city's broken fountain like it's a water slide.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Everyone makes it safely back to ground, and we give Aiden the sternest dad talk of his life. The people of Sky City start rebuilding their new home on land, and for us, we stumble on a portal room filled with more portals than the Marvel multiverse. Translation, DLC bait. So the story's done, we've saved the world, lost a pig, but there's still one trophy gatekeeping my platinum. The catch? Replay episode 1, but instead of AcookieGod, we've got to drag Axel to Boomtown. Boomtown is what happens when you let Minecraft anarchists run a homeowners association. TNT everywhere, buildings exploding, people yeeting dynamite for fun.
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackie.
After dodging explosives and chasing chaos, we find Magnus, except he's not just joining us.
Nope.
We've got to do this Hunger Games style TNT duel. Basically dodgeball, but with live ordnance. Jesse, absolute scrub, gets wrecked. TNT flying, health bar in the gutter, but plot armor comes through. Jesse clutches up by shooting an arrow straight through lava, igniting TNT, and flipping the fight. Magnus is down, Jesse wins, and just as we're about to flex, surprise guest appearance, the Witherstorm, shows up like the Kool-Aid Man, but scarier. We flee with Magnus, and ding, final trophy pops, followed by the platinum. So, was it worth ending up on an FBI watch list just to grab a platinum trophy in a game you legally can't even buy anymore? Absolutely. Probably. I don't know. I'll let my lawyer decide. If men in suits kick my door in tomorrow, just know it was for content. But here's the real kicker. This story wasn't about Jesse, or Magnus, or Soren. It wasn't even about the Order of the Stone. No, this game made me care about a pig. A blocky pig with zero dialogue who somehow stole the show. Ruben was the goat, and then they just dropped him, literally, and turned him into bacon. Ruben deserved better. If you thought this was cursed, you need to see my original Minecraft Platinum run. That wasn't just emotional damage, that was an actual grind. Punching dirt, mining for days, zombies ruining my life, the whole package. The video's up on screen now. Go watch it if you want to see a grown man question his entire existence. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao Bella.